Okay, hello everyone! We're back with more Final Fantasy XIV. Here's Reen. I'll talk to Reen. Well fought, Miro. The children were hanging on your every move. That's a sigh, to be honest. Though I know the tally, may I see your fangs for good measure? Apologies for the wait. My thanks. Not a bad haul, even if I do say so myself. Five, six, seven fangs from LSA. Which means victory goes to LSA. Miro collected 4. Ha! I did it! I bested Miro! In another goddamn life. You didn't even try, did you? Ah, and here I was, taking it seriously. Spare me your pity next time, will you? So, children, you have now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? She's incredible, miss. The bats were down before they knew it. Our guards were strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. I want to be just like her. Good. If you're looking for an example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you watched Miro and train hard. Keep at it for long enough and you'll be strong too. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide what you want when you wanted to become Warriors of Light? Well, we were there listening with everyone when Ardbert appeared, but I wanted to be strong since before I came to the Castarium. The Sin Eaters killed my father and my sister, see? And I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. Like Ardbert said, this is our home, and we're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up as new Warriors of Light. What about you, Arkil? Me? To be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know I would want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them to see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? It's hard to explain, but everything I felt when I saw the star shower the other day, I felt as though there was something I'd lost. And then I had to go out there to find it. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourself. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. They'll forget it immediately. The Lincoln Continental with suicide doors, mid-60s. They used to have them on shows and in movies. I can't picture that because car names just... I understand how Arkil feels. The star shower didn't awaken me to Heidelin's voice, but the vision of the final days of Amarant burning, it filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made. It felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind. But when I try to focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt. But lest you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured and have no intention of donning an Ascian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. Ha! But look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around, lost in thought, we may as well do it back in the city. Rest assured, Reed and I will take the children from here. Their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it that their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. Seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. I'm fine now, not to worry. I'll see you soon. That's what your mom drove at uni? Had concert sound and AC, big deals back in the day. As you ponder Alice's words, you're taken by an urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting. Oh, look at that. We get some new chatters that aren't bots, please. Wait. Hey, thanks, Hassan. So how do you feel about Ark? Yeah, can we get some new chatters that aren't like fucking just bots? That'd be super. Which makes me believe somebody has to be paying these people, like something, right? Like this, the scam has to be working on someone.
Why am I... Was it you who called me here?
On behalf of the convocation, I bid you welcome to our order. At times you will stand with us. At times you will stand against us. All that you might steer mankind on the very star upon the true course. For yours is the seat of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope.
Give back Ardbert's body. Why must you embroil the people in your plans? What are you plotting? Let's say that.
What fool would relinquish his weapon on the eve of battle? That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose. The Convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you body and soul. All else must wait. Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness, and I will save the world. One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with Emet-Selch. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another.
Hythlodaeus called me his new old friend.
No. I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude. But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed. This is my own doing, the consequence of my recent exertions. It is the tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest. No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor. One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope, or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith, such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness. Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
Yes, Royal Authority gives you a free cast of Divine Magic. That's been true since Endwalker. They may not actually have Link Pearls in the first. I don't remember them ever mentioning them. I'm so glad I found you both and the XIV. The fates seem to determine not to allow us a quiet moment, but come, let us have the details from Reen. Thanks for coming to stop in, Jeremy. Fraying threads. It happened after Alice and I saw the children back to Spagyrix. We chanced to meet Banquet there, returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing Elidibus around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he'd been when he just crumpled to the ground. The Trojans are looking after him now, with Alphino standing by, just in case his healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you, and the guard at Exeter told me where to look. I see. It cannot have been easy to leave Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing the word to us. Come, let us hurry to Spagyrix. Well, you still haven't played Paladin 2.0 because now you have Paladin 2.5 instead, where instead of having three atonements, you now have Atonement, Sepulchre, and some other attack. Which completely changes up the rotation once you get the Confiteor combo. It does, actually, because the last two hits of Atonement are stronger. How you handle the burst window is different now. I mean, since you like the min-max, I figured that would be interesting for you. I fear this bodes ill, and not just for Thancred. Reen found you, then? We had to send the children off earlier than planned, but they understood. Thancred, shouldn't you be resting? They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. And all this happened without warning? Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Ariane nearly drowned and I gallantly went to his rescue. When his water walking charm failed, he was tired, and when you got back. We were both spent, yes, on account of which you begged us to rest, which in retrospect may have been a good idea. The fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there's no actual fainting until now. As Alphino observed, I have no lingering injuries, and most assuredly, it isn't old age, which leaves but one likely cause. The link between body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel with all haste. To that end, Miro, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friends' bodies, I would have you consult Kryl about our plan. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. In the meantime, we should get back to laying bare Elidibus' plot. Thus far, I've learned this much, that in each of the places he has visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune, beasts terrorizing settlements, blights ravaging crops, you know, that sort of thing. All of which serves rather conveniently to make Elidibus' call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Asians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. God knows I've been itching to get out there for a while. Maybe Ariane can be prevailed upon to join you in your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit vessel's construction. It is for Becklug and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, we may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing. However, heedless you are of your own well-being, if you care at all for Reen's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you are needed. Alphino and I will find Ariage. All being well, we will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels, Miro. Bulwark is a new cooldown-ish. Bulwark is an interesting ability because it was a ability that actually existed early on in FF14. It was removed, but then they added it back in. I can't really think of any other ability they did that with. Maybe some of the Astro stuff. Back to the Rising Stones. Most of the time in FF14, when they remove ability, it's just gone. Yeah, it's Taya. Mira! What excellent, awful timing! You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worst. Kryle's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. She didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. Oh, but listen to me. I call myself a receptionist and I haven't even bothered to ask you why you're here. So they think the Spirit Vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at this end. You'd better talk to Kryle. She's with the others in Dawn's Respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, alright? Dawn's Respite.
Excuse us. This way.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary. I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them, as if they were made of wax. Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why, I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
Pots. As you probably noticed, we put them in night clothes. I know they're not exactly asleep, but it seemed like the right thing to do. I've made them some new clothes for when they wake up, so they have to come back, and they will. What news from the first? I see, work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul has weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon. So if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if we seek to draw upon elegant wisdom, we could do worse than consult an expert in the field. And I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go to solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. You have laid pearls! Food for the soul. Miro, could you spare a moment? While Crowell goes and finds this expert of hers, I mean. There's a gift I was hoping to send our friends on a first, you see, and since we might be waiting a while, I wondered if you mind giving me it. My first attempt turned out, well, you know. So now I'm going to make it properly. I'll be in the kitchen at the House of Splendors. Meet me there. No, I don't want to help you cook. Well, I had better be off too. I shall see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how our patients fare in my absence. Yeah, see, you got the DPS crowd who want it to be a DPS ability, and you got those who want it to just be a utility ability. You know, a gap closer. Yeah, get you back in quickly. And you don't really get much of the people who don't care otherwise. There you are, Miro. As I'm sure you guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Cryle, I can't do much to help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. Look, she dressed up in a little outfit. No, I've been doing my best for the Order, taking on this job and to keep our coffers full. I've been even helped out with the Asgardian restoration, and in the course of all this, my culinary skills have become quite a bit. So I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven even as we speak. Shouldn't be long now. Hey, 10 Gauge. Why would you watch the Olympics? Nobody watches the Olympics. I'm kidding. Enjoy the Olympics, 10 Gauge. Also, hello, 10 Gauge. There, baked to perfection, even if I do say so myself. It's just bread. It's bread. Smells great. Your cake looks like bread. It is bread, silly, and not just any old bread. This here is old world bread. Archon loaf, to be precise. It's what they eat over in Charlian. A simple fare, I admit, but I thought it would remind our friends of home. If nothing else, Carl tells me it's a good source of ether, so it should lend them a bit of strength at least. There truly is nothing like the smell of bread fresh from the oven. Cryle, and a decent Rambros too. I trust you require no introductions either, Miro. Greetings, my friend. Oh, glad I am to see you well. I confess I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain elegant technologies. I've been keeping Rambles apprised of the events in the first. Suffice it to say, he knows about the XIV. If anyone can provide an insight into this matter, it is him and his fellow Silent. Loath as I am to disappoint you with so glowing endorsement, Memory Force was the sole province of elegant royalty. Its mechanisms closely guarded secrets. If any record of them remains, we have yet to find. To which I regret that I can offer no solution to your problem, which begs the question of why I bothered to come here, empty-handed as I am. The answer being, rather brazenly, to ask a favor. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. Tell him we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remained behind have yet to play our part, but when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope, in this world and beyond. So tell him that we consider his duty done, and that he should follow his heart now. Forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him from exerting himself, or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That is for our friend to decide. But either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Miro. If you'd be so kind as to see Rambo's message and Tataru's bread to their intended recipients, along with my report, of course. Cryle, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try, just to make sure everything is as it should be? But of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. Excuse me, Rambros. As a fellow Charlian, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good dollop of rolling berry jam, but I suppose the plain is best for sampling purposes. Yeah, what the fuck were you thinking, Tataru, not putting out rolling berry jam? I see. Oh no, is it that bad? They ate the whole thing. It is indeed, Tataru, dense and unpleasant. Exactly as it should be. Just so! The very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world. But our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. In Charlian, the majority regard food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. Save for those who actually research the culinary arts, we paid little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. It was against such a gastronomical landscape that we now call the Archon loaf was born. The creation of an Archon who devoted himself to the study of bodily sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nary a care for those quantities which make bread enjoyable. The result is a flavor that continues to defy description. Yet, for its many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied, and being damnably convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience among busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread and whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. I suspect just about every icon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten the taste, but no, it's all too familiar. Huh, how it takes me back. If there's enough, perhaps you could spare some time with some for the Exarch. He is certain to appreciate it. Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll be sure to wrap up an extra slice. Miro, when you deliver the loads, please be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them we're doing everything we can and we'll be praying for their safe return until they get back. Nope. You don't believe in France? That's an interesting thing to not believe in. Well, I guess the real question then, Insane, is do you believe in Piedmont? No. Do you believe in fairy winkles? Alright guys, it is break time, so I will be right back, and then we'll continue on with some more FF14. Don't go anywhere.